CGA Sports back in here with another report. I appreciate y'all for being here. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to this channel, and we can get back into this business. Let's talk about Antonio Brown. Obviously, he's in trouble once again, and we're going to reveal why I believe Antonio Brown continues to find trouble recently in the last couple of years. Now, number one, if you're just joining me here, Antonio Brown had his Snapchat account suspended because he showed an explicit image related to his anatomy and the mother of his 4 children. And of course, she's irate that he was able to send this image to Snapchat. I don't know if it's a current image of her doing something to him, but that's definitely something that she's doing to him. And I can't show it here on YouTube because YouTube has terms and services and agreements that prevent me from sharing this. But if you Google, you will be able to find the image up. So anyway, let's just update you. Snapchat has suspended his account. She's a little bit concerned as to why he's able to post this type of stuff, and it could be some revenge prawn, or it could be something that she's been recently doing. She's a ride or die chick. She's been sticking by him through thick and thin. But if you look up the image, you can see what you see there, and she's irate that she posted that, or he was able to post that. Now, let's get down to the issue here. Antonio Brown recently has been getting in trouble. Most of it has revolved around women, all right? And so many of these issues revolved around his girlfriend, right? His wife, or the mother of his kids. Also, the personal trainer that was his personal assistant slash cook slash personal trainer slash sex person. And then she went on and told some half-truths and lies related to their relationship. She gets paid. Not only that, he's had the issues that he's been talking about with Tom Brady and Giselle. He seems to be pushing that as an agenda for us to believe that he had some sort of affair with Giselle, and that's what broke up his relationship with Tom Brady. And he also had the incident where he was in the pool. I think it was in Saudi Arabia, and he was showing himself to several groups of overweight women that were in the pool with him, and people think that he was forcing himself upon him. And then he came out and said, hey, this was months ago, and they were liking it. They were antagonizing me. They were asking me to show it. And now you have this situation here. You also have the standoff, the police standoff, and a couple of other things with Antonio Brown that has seemed to have him going crazy. But this is something that happens to a guy. Let's just say he's achieved a lot of things early on in his career. I don't know what his financial situation is, but I'm going to assume it might be a little bit hairy. He's had children. He's had a wife and or a ride or die long-term relationship, and his football career is ending, and he's trying to find himself. And it seems like he's trying to find himself around his anatomy or his relationship with women, which seems to be how he validates himself. And that tells me there's either an issue with him related to CTE or his maturity is stunted. He cannot find true value in anything other than his anatomy or the way women validate him. And he, for some reason, has to show receipts and brag about it as if we wouldn't anticipate he would have success with women. Not only that, we wouldn't anticipate that women would want to throw themselves upon him easily and do these things, or he's impressed with his anatomy and he might want to continue to show that out there as proof that he's a man. But when men get caught up in these situations and they can only use validation of women as a means to show that they are successful in life, and that is a lack of maturity, that is a stunted maturity, then you end up like Antonio Brown, unfortunately. And he seems like when he's not playing his character, his rap character, his inner city character, he seems to be intelligent, but it seems like he has short attention span when related to that. And he wants to prove to society that he's a man through his anatomy, through his Johnson. And every time I say that, I want to say pause, because the younger generation of people want you to say pause when referring to men and their anatomy. But this is the case. This is the case. And this shows me that he is yet to become a man. He has to have value enough in other things, in other areas, to demonstrate his manhood. Now, of course, people can consider this some sort of male jealousy on my part, and it simply isn't. This is a person that is mature. I understand how things work. I understand the tough transition that athletes face coming from being a superior athlete and into coming back into normie world. It's kind of like coming from the military. You're bringing military life into civilian life, and it's a hard adjustment. Same thing for people that come into prison, right? You're in a prison lifestyle or a culture lifestyle, and then you know, a gang culture lifestyle, and then you come back out, you have to assimilate. And he's refusing to assimilate. I believe that if he's in a locker room or he's with a group of his homeboys, if he wanted to show his wife going down on him, then I'm sure people would appreciate that and be like, oh man, that's cool. You know what I mean? But once you reach a level of maturity, those things become less impressive. It becomes less impressive. And if a guy is stunted there and you're with a group of guys and they whip that picture out, you're like, come on, man. These are things that we've all done. So there's no need to try to live off of that. I think that I truly believe, and people can say it's CTE, but I truly believe it's a lack of maturity. In this case, I think it's a lack of he hasn't accomplished anything more relevant in his transition from athleticism to adulthood or civilian life. So I would hope and encourage that he looks to seek and get some guidance. He doesn't need, he might need help, but I always say guidance. He needs guidance from a man that is mature enough, that is willing to, that he's willing to put in a bigger, higher position, which is going to be tough for him. It's going to be tough for him. It's got to be somebody that he respects, like a Deion Sanders might be able to get him in the shape. And, I don't want to make this about religion or anything, but perhaps Deion Sanders is a person that he might look up to and say, okay, I see that there's more to life. I have to live the next 40, 50 years of my life on this planet, and I have to live it in a healthy manner. And I know you've been there. He couldn't be impressed with Deion Sanders' past. And Deion Sanders has said, hey, I've done everything you've done, and I don't continue to use that as a means to get through. Deion Sanders has been able to successfully transition out of football life as a Hall of Famer and then move into good civilian life. You know what I mean? Where he's making a name for himself. He's building a new legacy and reputation for himself. And I think maybe Anthony Brown could use a mentor like that. And we all could use a mentor like that. And by the way, hit me up in the links in the description box, and you can get involved in the coaching program that I provide here. I provide mentorship, leadership for men as well on a variety of topics. But that's just that. Anyway, shout out to the coach gang, and do me a favor, hit the like button, and we'll be back with more videos. Out.